It's match day, West Ham versus Newcastle, game week 10. And the fact we've got 4 points from the opening 9 weekends of football, Premier League football, is not good at all. It's so much so that West Ham just simply have to start getting results now. There's no getting around it. We haven't got that feeling of going, well, that's the game we can win and we can sort of let games go. Every game now is basically a cup final for West Ham. And not only that, because of the performances we've seen, especially for the last 2 games, Brentford and Leeds, games that realistically we had to get points from where we lost both. Pressure is now on. The pressure is so big, and the pressure is obviously massive anyway, but it doesn't matter the fact we're playing Newcastle as far as I'm concerned. Every game now is a cup final. We've got to go and get some points. It's got to happen. We've got to start seeing a turnaround. And today it's against a team that are tough. They're going to be, no doubt about it, Newcastle are going to be a team fighting for European football this season. Despite they've had a little bit of a slow start, they are sort of clicking into gear now. It's going to be a huge test. Not going to be easy for West Ham. But we have had an update from ex-WHU employee in terms of team news, which I think, personally, has given me a little bit of encouragement, actually, feeling that we actually might see a better lineup than what we've seen the last 2 games. Well, I know it doesn't take too much to do that, but certainly I'm feeling a bit better from what we've heard from Nuno in the press conference. I talked about that in the previous video, and now talking about the lineup, which I'm going to come to in a minute. Not the actual lineup itself. I'm not going to go through the team, obviously, because I haven't got that, but got a good indication of where things are in terms of what Nuno's thinking is for today. So hopefully we're going to see a much improved West Ham performance today. I mean, bloody hell, do we need it? Before I get into it, though, there's other things that are more important as well. I've got to be honest, which is in terms of the protest for today. So at full time today, there is a sit-in protest after the game. It's going to be about 30 to 40 minutes. I just want to share what Hammers United have sent through in regards to this and have issued out to fans. So these are basically the sit-in meeting points. So I'm going to read you the note first, then we'll go back up to the image first of all. So it says, fellow Hammers United members, the Newcastle sit-in is this Sunday, and we hope you will join all West Ham fans who will be standing behind for around 30 to 40 minutes after the game has ended. It's going to be peaceful, it's going to be respectful, and it's going to be very, very loud. We have received the following confirmation from the football club. As long as fans wait until after the 90th minute, they will not be stopped from moving to one of the 6 designated areas in the stadium. See the map above, which we'll go and look at in a sec. Before that time, fans won't be able to do this, as it will be seen as a migration to stadium seating areas. Stewards have been told not to prevent the movement, but if you leave the stadium at full time, you will not be allowed back in. Yeah, hugely significant this is. So these are the meeting points here. So you've got the first point, the East Stand, Trevor Brooking corner, lower, which is the lower and upper tiers, which is number 1 over there, as you can see here. Bearing in mind, that's where the players come out here, so the dugout here. So that's where that's situated. You've got the East Stand, Bobby Moore corner, and the lower and upper tiers, number 2, which is over here. And then you've then got all the Bobby Moore lower, which is number 3, which is a meeting point there, which is going to be, I can imagine, being very noisy for this. Then you've got the West Stand. This is where I'll be hanging around, I've got to be honest. So actually, no, I'll be number 5, sorry. I'm going to be over there today myself. So if I see you over there, if you ever see me, want to say hello, pop over and say hello. So sorry, number 4 is the West Stand in front of the directors area. It's over here. Which is for the lower and upper tiers. And also, as I say, the West Stand blocks 112 and 212 over here, which is where I'll be congregating later on. Look, it's the football is massive today. There's no 2 ways about it. West Ham have got to start showing a fight. We've got to start showing something this season that we are up for any battle to stay in this Premier League. Because at the moment, aside from Wolves, we are the only club that seem to be just falling away. Us and Wolves, isn't it? That look like we've just got nothing about us at the moment, and we're going to struggle to survive. And we've just got to turn it around. People around us are picking up points, and we've clubs around us are picking up points. It's just we cannot afford to keep dropping points and losing games. It's just got to start turning this around. It's a massively important game today. But the protest as well is massive. It's an opportunity once again to show the ownership how we feel. And I've got a feeling this is going to be very noisy. I've got a feeling this is going to be a real big message to them. They're not going to like this at all when they go away from their seats and look outside and see thousands of fans that have stayed. I think there's going to be big numbers today. So if you are there and you want to protest, feel free to do so, of course. As I've said, go back to the start of the video from Hammers United, the place where you can meet to join. I think there's going to be a fair few doing it today. So I think it's, very, very important. Just got to let these owners know how we feel and want them out. No 2 ways about it. Right, I want to talk about the team news now ahead of today. So, this is what's come from XWHU employee this morning. As I say, I'm feeling a bit more encouraged from reading this, and I felt actually quite encouraged, as I said, from watching Nuno's press conference. I thought he came across pretty well, quite bullish, quite tough and stern about certain things. I just don't know. I've got a good, better feeling from him, and I really do hope we're going to see a reaction today from West Ham. I've always sort of stressed as well, you support the team, not the regime. Like we've got to get behind them today as well. I really want that stadium to make a bit of noise. I really hope we can get off to a decent start and really get at them because it's so vital when we start getting some points now. Bloody hell! Right, this is what's come from XWH employee anyway. All eyes will be on Nuno's team selection ahead of the big game against Newcastle, following two disastrous selections. For it is crucial he gets. So it's crucial he gets it right this week. Some of the changes will be forced upon him. Ollie Scholes has suffered a broken collarbone and will therefore not play for another 2 to 3 months. This is still the end of the inverted fullbacks, which I'm very happy to see. Although there has been some positive news regarding Mavropanos' hamstring, in the sense he has already resumed light training, he is expected to be out for a further couple of weeks. So, yeah, he ain't going to be playing for some time soon. I imagine, from what I understand it, from Mavropanos' likely to be after the next international break, which is going to be. So we've got Burnley before that, haven't we? So we've got Newcastle and Burnley. So I think you'll miss them 2 games. Nicholas Fulker has also started light training, but he's expected to be out the squad today. George Urphy has returned to full training, but the club want to build up his match fitness before he's fully considered for selection. So it's unlikely he'll be selected today. It's thought that the manager has decided he will play a forward this week. Can you believe it? We're going to play a striker. Oh, my God. And the role is likely to go to Callum Wilson. So Callum Wilson likely to start today. The midfield also needs a reshuffle with the likes of the likes of Potts, Fernandez, and Magassa all potentially coming into the side. Now that's the bit that excites me. I mean, we've got to sort out that midfield. I mean, this is vital. We need to go back, as far as I'm concerned, to what we saw against Everton. That was the team that worked well under Nuno. If we can get back to that, I'll be happy. And I think the worst performer in that game for me was Fulkrug against Everton. And I'm thinking, well, if we can have that sort of team lined up and then have Callum Wilson up front, I think, you know what I mean, we can cause some problems, especially on the counter. That's what we need to play. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be playing on the counter attack today. We know that. Newcastle are going to be better than us all over the pitch, especially that midfield is going to be really a tough battle. So we've got to have quick players. So yeah, I'm more encouraged by this, but that's not to say I'm confident. I'm not saying that. But I'm hopeful of a better performance today. I really am. I do think that we are due a performance that makes us go, do you know what, West Ham might survive this season. That's all we need, isn't it? Just something to go, just give us some fucking hope that West Ham can muster up something this season to survive. That's all we need. I'm not suggesting West Ham to go out on that pitch today and expect us to beat Newcastle 4-0. That ain't happening. We know that. But if West Ham can go out there and grind out a point or get something from this game, and you know what I mean, anything we can get and show some pride and show that we're up for this, because it's about time these players stepped up. And the manager, get it right today. They've had enough time to prepare for this. Newcastle have played midweek as well. There's no excuses today. We want to see a much, much better performance. And yeah, I'm feeling a bit more hopeful we're going to get that. I really hope I'm right. And as I say, in terms of the protest, yeah, I mean, each their own. Everyone do what they want to do. But I will be there. There'll be many others being there, staying behind for another half hour after the game to let the club know how we feel. Yeah, which is angry to say the least. Anyway, look, have a good one. If you see me later over there today, feel free to pop over and say hello. But look, have a good one. Catch you later. Come on, you irons.